Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Weekly Weird News.
If you've played video games, you've surely fantasized about the mechanics and settings of those games coming to real life. Shooting a portal gun to get from point A to point B, flying up the side of a building with the grappling hook from Just Cause, having sex, like Geraldo Rivera in The Witcher. But for now, you can only do any of those things in video games. Fans of Bethesda's Fallout games, however, can finally get excited because just like in those games, we might soon be facing global thermonuclear war. And you know what that means, gamers. Fallout Shelter!
Woo! It's gonna be fun!
Yeah.
Roaches the size of your dog.
Nuka-Cola, glug, glug, glug.
And sure, the world of Fallout is based around an alternative history that diverges from our own roughly around the time World War II ended and the Cold War began, with the Cold War of the game lasting all the way until 2077 when the US and Communist China and Russia bombed each other into oblivion. But the Fallout world's fascination with underground bomb-proof shelters is based on reality. Bomb shelters are a real thing and were particularly popular in the 50s through the 70s when nuclear war seemed right around the corner.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it. I had to think about it, but I did it.
And there were, in fact, at the very least, plans for a vast network of fallout shelters meant to house millions of American survivors in the event of a widespread nuclear attack. The U.S. government had the Cheyenne Mountain Complex built literally inside of a mountain to protect the president and military leadership in the event of such an attack. For everyday Joes, though, surviving a nuclear attack meant building a bomb shelter of your own with your bare hands. Something that John F. Kennedy himself recommended in 1961.
Yeah, there were all sorts of build guides released with step-by-step instructions on how to build an underground backyard shelter with enough supplies and protection from radiation to spend weeks waiting out the dangerous air that comes after a nuclear blast. And of course, there were companies who made it their business to build these shelters. After the fall of the Soviet Union and improved relations with China, though, we've had almost 30 years of not really having to worry at all about how we'd survive a nuclear attack on the U.S. Until this guy, Kim Jong-un, became glorious supreme leader of the People's Republic of North Korea following the death of his father, Kim Jong-il.
That's not entirely accurate. Un took over North Korea back in 2011, and while shit's certainly been tense, it wasn't until this year, for whatever reason, that U.S. policy towards North Korea switched from ignore the troll to feed the troll.
Yum yum.
You see, previously, over the last 60 years, North Korea has made all sorts of threats to the United States and its neighbors, but those threats have been taken about as seriously as a kid on Xbox Live saying he's gonna fuck your mom. I mean, sure, it's not completely outside the realm of possibility that username BestKorea420 could somehow find a way to have forced intercourse with your mother, but it's also highly unlikely, not really worth worrying about too much, because even little BestKorea420 knows that if he actually did try to do that, you'd literally murder him.
I don't know, Elliot. I mean, I'm of the age where if I told a little kid on Xbox that was pissing me off that I'm gonna fuck his mom, chances are she's my age too.
Yeah, you could do it.
I could be out there fucking kids'
I'm
moms.
gonna find your mom.
I'm
gonna take her out to dinner.
and never call her again.
Yeah.
More recently, though, North Korea's threats have gotten a bit more serious due to the apparent progress of their nuclear weapons program, though their threats have remained the same as ever. North Korea tests a bomb, so America moves some battleships a little closer and flies some bombers nearby. It's all dick-wagging, but this time, America's official presidential response has been to unironically recite the Navy SEAL copy pasta. What the fuck did you just fucking say to me, you little bitch? That's what Donald Trump warned. North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before. And of course, North Korea, a troll country, immediately continued threatening the United States because that's what they do. It's like Donald Trump went up to this bridge and was like, "Hello, troll. I'd like to answer these riddles so that I may cross the path to just greatness right over there." And the troll asked him some questions and he fucking biffed every answer.
Yeah. And North Korea is basically like a 12-year-old that just learned the word cock, like many of you guys. North Korea's mom, China, single since her divorce from Russia.
Fuck China.
Yeah. China's been single since her divorce from Russia. She doesn't really approve of North Korea's foul mouth and bad attitude, but she's just a terrible mom with no real control. So when China's new fuck buddy America comes over on the weekends, North Korea calls America a cuck. And America, seeking to establish alpha dominance, tells North Korea, "Hey, you better not call me a cuck again, or so help me God." But America's words are empty because America can't hit a child. America's got priors. Meanwhile, little North Korea just got exactly what he wanted, a rise out of a grown-up. Because when respect is unattainable, acknowledgement is good enough.
Well, that's the thing. It's the way you've set it up is perfect because bad mom, single parent, kid's a fucking dickhead. It's just like what's his name in The Simpsons She just lets him go out in the backyard and play with his BB gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play with your BB gun. Go fucking shoot some signs. It's fine. Well, went a little too far this time. Anyways, we'll agree that North Korea's response to fire and fury, threatening to conduct a nuclear missile test just off the shores of the U.S. territory of Guam, is a threat that demands a strong and forceful response. But that escalation probably could have been avoided by simply not feeding the troll by responding like a villain in a 1980s action movie, or whatever, maybe you do, because after a week of pretty high tension, North Korea has decided not to conduct a nuclear test for now, so they can instead, according to North Korean state media, watch the foolish and stupid conduct of the Yankees.
They got the best PR. There's reason to believe that the more nuanced words of people like Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis probably had more to do with the de-escalation than Trump's fire and fury threats. Also, along with the fact that Trump's been too distracted by America's looming civil war to comment on our looming war with the DPRK.
You don't have to worry about radical terrorists if you create domestic ones.
Either way, though, this is good. The chain of events could have very easily been North Korea nuke, American nuke, Chinese nuke, and we're dead. Which, to be clear...
At least we'd all die together, right?
Yeah. To be clear, it's still very much on the table. It's just not on our plate right in front of our faces anymore.
Yeah. Now, that brings us back to bomb shelters. They're back, baby. They're in style. Sure, hardcore doomsday preppers have never stopped loving bomb shelters, but since Trump's election, business has been booming for the few remaining companies who specialize in building these bunkers. For example, Atlas Survival, based here in Los Angeles County, told ABC 7 News that they've been doing gangbusters ever since this whole Trump versus North Korea thing started. Their very unfortunate named owner, Ron Hubbard, sad, said, instead of calling me like they normally do, they've gone in their car and driven down here to see what's available. They buy them on the spot, and I've never seen that in my entire career doing this.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Atlas Survival, they offer a wide range of options to fit anyone's apocalypse budget. At the low end, they've got the Fall NATO, starting at $10,000, which is basically a small above-ground shelter meant to go inside of people's garages, featuring the bare essentials of a couple bunk beds and a toilet. For preppers with a little more soon-to-be-useless currency, there's the Bomb NATO, an underground shelter meant to go below a garage, which starts at $19,000 for an 8-foot by 8-foot shelter and goes up to $35,000 for the 8 by 20.
I mean, when you're
Treat yourself.
when you're not using it to survive in, it makes a cool little man cave.
Hey, check this out.
Hey, you want to come downstairs for a couple beers?
My literal man cave.
Don't tell anyone, though. The city isn't exactly regulating this.
Yeah.
Now, for folks with a ton of money who plan on spending weeks underground when the bombs drop and want to live in spacious comfort, the options they're endless. If you're one of the weirdos that actually enjoyed how much emphasis Fallout 4 put on settlement management and actually paid money for the stupid vault-tec workshop DLC, you can basically do that in real life. It's just really expensive. Starting at $35,000, they've got shelters that go 20 feet underground, made from corrugated aluminum pipes that come in all sorts of different configurations to include kitchens, bathrooms, common areas, sleeping areas, rec room, you name it. These all go all the way up to $1.4 million military models with 117 beds, 4 dining and recreation areas, a hospital, an armory, a workout room, and probably more. There's an entire room there just for storage. This is nice. You know, I can't wait for the HGTV show.
Yeah.
The last HGTV show.
This old bunker.
Yeah.
Ask this old bunker.
Come on down. Tiny bunkers.
And of course, if you're feeling really DIY about your doomsday plans, you can have them just install the bare bones version so that you can customize your Fallout shelter to your exact personal preferences. Waiting out a nuclear war has never been this fun or glamorous. Actually, guys, that's not entirely true because Atlas Survival shelters, they don't get nearly as glamorous as the ones from Rising S Company based over in East Texas. Now, their $1.6 million The General Bunker has beds for 54 people, 9 toilets and showers, a fitness center, a huge dining room, and of course plenty of space to store your arsenal in case the North Koreans manage to break in.
I'm liking this more and more. I mean, I move me to Idaho and put me underground. I was saying you go get a couple of those shipping containers, you're good to go. Just bury those things. They're made out of hard steel.
Gotta make sure they're ventilated.
We'll get to that hurdle when we get to it.
Also,
oh, shit! There's no air down here.
The shipping containers apparently aren't great for this, from what I've read, because the ceilings aren't reinforced to
you just flip it upside down.
20 feet of weight.
Hey, you just flip it upside down. Hey, flip it upside down, because it has to hold the bottom.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Hey,
Sure.
I'm just out here solving the world's problems without asking any questions.
That was free.
But that's nothing compared to Rising S's $8.35 million The Aristocrat luxury bunker. Unfortunate name, right off the bat.
The Aristocrat.
It's filled with human feces. It's basically an underground mansion for real, though. It's got all the stuff previously mentioned, plus a giant game room with billiards and foosball, a theater, okay, a swimming pool and a hot tub, greenhouse, gun range, bowling alley, and a garage that fits 6 cars. It has its own bat cave-like exit for going out on raids in your Ferrari. This is stupid. This is like
For the man who has everything.
and needs a little bit more. You know what? If I owned that, I'd be like, yeah, keep saying it,
Yeah. Try it, Kim Jong-un.
you fucking pussy. I'm gonna go watch a movie.
Well, let's say you're concerned about where to wait out nuclear winter, but you don't want to go through all the trouble of getting your own personal shelter built. Well, thanks to companies like Vivos, you can just pay an upfront cost of around $35,000 to reserve your spot in a survival shelter community. I'm sure they give you a certificate, too. They've got, their main one is in an undisclosed location in Indiana. When Vice went and interviewed them, they put a blindfold over him before going on an hour drive out to it because they don't want anyone to know where this fucking thing is. Vivos, they've also been buying up old Cold War bunkers all over the world and converting them into luxury 5-star hotel fallout shelters, like the Vivos X-Point shelter in North Dakota and the Vivos Europa 1 in Germany. They've got plenty of options, although Vivos says that spots are selling out fast, so act now.
Ain't no way I'm gonna trust a community survival shelter to let me into my fucking bunker I've rented and not have people murdering you on the way in to steal yours from you.
It's literally the beginning of Fallout 3 and Fallout 3 and 4. All right, time to get down to the shelter. Oh, it's mass chaos.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, it's like...
And then you get down there and the government's doing secret experiments on you.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's like buying that land on the moon.
Yeah.
I got a little spot up on the moon.
Check it out, certificate.
This kid says it.
My own star.
It's named after me, you know. Oh, God. But let's move on. The whole topic of doomsday shelters can be quite polarizing. For some, the idea might seem awesome. I'm kind of in the middle on this.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. If I had the money, sure. For others, it probably sounds totally lame. And the same is true for space exploration. The idea of being one of the few people in the history of the world to get to go into space seems like the coolest thing ever. However, the official NASA posters for International Space Station expeditions, they beg to differ because they make space look like the lamest thing ever.
Yeah, so ever since the first ISS expedition in 2000, NASA has commissioned official posters for all these expeditions, which at first were pretty basic. You got your astronauts, the Russian and American flags, the ISS in the background, some stars. Not exactly award-winning design work, but it's still tasteful enough. It'll look great in the break room. These basic design principles persisted over the next few years until Expedition 16 in 2007, when NASA decided, fuck it, let's have some fun with this.
People are buying our shirts. We're a streetwear brand. We need to kick things up a bit.
Unfortunately, NASA is a bunch of nerds, so their idea of fun was this poster based on The Matrix, obviously, a movie that was already over 8 years old. The poster also has literally nothing to do with space. If you showed this poster to someone and be like, what is this for? Like, I don't know.
Matrix porn
cosplay?
parody?
Yeah, it looks like a fucking porn parody.
Now, there seems to have been some backlash to this bold choice because for a while after this, the posters went back to, again, being really basic and lame until, oh God, it's 2009's Expedition 21 and it's Star Trek themed.
Oh.
Someone called Jason Inman. I mean, hey, at least there was a new Star Trek movie that year, so it's topical. But guys, you're actual real-life astronauts. Why the hell would you want to be dressed up like fictional astronauts on what is guaranteed to always be a doomed mission?
Yeah. You're an astronaut. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, from that point forward, NASA just stopped giving a single shit. Expedition 22 was Las Vegas themed and black and white for some reason. Expedition 23 was Reservoir Dogs. Expedition 26 was based off the Beatles' Abbey Road album cover. 27 had them dressed up like pilots from the 1950s. 28 wasn't really themed anything. I don't know, maybe Man of Steel, but holy shit, is this the cringiest thing ever. My God.
Now, Expedition 29, Tron. Actually, kind of subtle. Fuck that, though, because here's Expedition 30, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ah!
And they got whores up there. They're not taking them off. No Disney thought police gonna be messing with these astronauts. Now, actual time and effort was put into this one for costumes and makeup. They had every opportunity in the universe to decide this looked ridiculous, and they didn't. They were like, yeah, you know what, this is fine.
This is how we want to present ourselves.
Yes, we're a fun space company. Now, yet again, the sheer lameness of this one seems to have had a chilling effect on NASA's graphic design department, because Expedition 31, while Transformers themed, at least didn't make the astronauts look like clowns. So that's good.
At this point, they went back to mainly doing the generic non-movie themed posters, but even a few of those still managed to take the coolest career ever and make it seem downright undignified. And yeah, you can bet your ass that these nerds still manage to embarrass themselves every few expeditions. Like number 42 was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy themed. And 45 featured all the astronauts dressed up like Jedi holding lightsabers.
Duh.
Again, you get to go into space for real.
Yeah.
What is this fucking cosplay bullshit?
Yeah, the next one they're going to do is Mass Effect, and they're just going to punch all the astronauts in the face till they don't look like they're real people. And guess what? They get to fuck aliens.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole reason going up there. You don't know it, but the real conspiracy is that aliens fuck, and they fuck really well.
Yeah, the ISS is just a sex dungeon in space.
It's true. Now, the ISS is an international treasure that provides us with a constant stream of interesting science and amazing imagery of our planet, and that just makes it especially mystifying that this is how they choose to depict themselves. Plus, with the constant looming danger of budget cuts, this kind of thing really doesn't help their case. Skilled designers all over the world would leap at the opportunity to design one of these posters for free, so maybe just crowdsource next time, NASA. Hit up Mondo. They'd love to do it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, Ollie Moss would make one of these probably.
Yeah.
Now, we know you've got the whole space thing figured out, but leave the PR to the normies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our powers combined.
We can make NASA not lame again.
Make space great again.
Yeah, because you're not going to be, no streetwear kids are going to be buying these fucking posters.
Wow.
Stick to what you know.
Moving on, though, last week we told you about how Martin Shkreli's probably going to jail for a little bit, and therefore won't be providing as much content for our show, which was sad.
Mm-hmm.
But this week we were blessed with an untold chapter of Shkreli's legal saga, the transcripts from his trial's jury selection. And if you're lucky enough to have never received a jury summons, here's the way it works.
One's coming soon if you haven't received it yet.
Yeah, they have to bring way more people than they actually need, because selecting a jury involves both the prosecution and the defense interviewing every potential juror to ensure that their judgment won't be clouded by bias.
Yeah, so this is obviously a lot harder to do when the defendant is a public figure, and it's even harder when that public figure is as hated as Martin Shkreli. So sit back and enjoy these selection of quotes from potential jurors who, dagnabbit, they wanted to serve their city, state, and country, but
They just couldn't do it.
they couldn't make the cut. I'm sorry.
Juror number 1 said, "I'm aware of the defendant and I hate him. I think he's a greedy little man."
Juror number 47 said, "He's the most hated man in America. In my opinion, he equates with Bernie Madoff with the drugs for pregnant women going from $15 to $750. My parents are in their 80s. They're struggling to pay for their medication. My mother was telling me yesterday how my father's cancer drug is $9,000 a month."
Juror 52 said, "When I walked in here today, I looked at him and in my head, that's a snake," not knowing who he was. I just walked in and looked right at him, and that's a snake.
Juror 77, "From everything I've seen on the news, everything I've read, I believe the defendant is the face of corporate greed in America."
Juror 125, upon being told, like all the rest of the jurors, that this case actually has nothing to do with drug price gouging, replied, "I understand that, but I already sense the man is guilty."
It gets better. Juror 144 brought up the price gouging and the $1 Million Wu-Tang Clan album and was asked if he could decide the case with an open mind, to which he replied, "I don't think I can because he kind of looks like a dick."
Juror 10 said, "The only thing I'd be impartial about is what prison this guy goes to."
And finally, there was juror number 59. "Your Honor, totally he is guilty, and in no way can I let him slide out of anything because
Okay, is that your attitude towards anyone charged with a crime who has not been proven guilty?
it's my attitude towards his entire demeanor, what he has done to people.
All right, we're gonna excuse you, sir.
And he disrespected the Wu-Tang Clan." I like how you had to get that in at the
Now,
end.
one more thing.
Wait. And fuck him.
Your Honor, I don't know if you're well versed in, early 90s hip hop, but
Yeah.
there's a group called the Wu-Tang Clan, and he disrespected them. It's a whole...
And as we all knew, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, he fucked with
And
the
he
Wu-Tang.
broke the cardinal rule.
Yeah.
I guess he did follow caste rules, everything around me. But, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
In the end, they were finally able to put together as impartial a jury as they could, and they convicted ChickfilA of 3 out of the 8 crimes he was charged with. Womp womp.
Anyway, before we move on to headlines, we have to say thank you to this week's sponsoring advertiser. It's Blue Apron.
Woo!
Blue Apron ships you a weekly box filled with all the fresh, locally sourced ingredients you'll need to make 3 truly delicious meals at home. They make incredible home cooking easy and accessible by delivering seasonal recipes with easy instructions and pre-portioned ingredients right to your door, all for less than $10 a meal.
It's summer, baby.
Woo!
So that means delicious summer meals like these ones coming in August. Basil pesto chicken with summer vegetable panzanella, sauteed shrimp and green beans with globe tomatoes, spinach, and orzo pasta, whole grain pasta and summer vegetables with heirloom tomato caprese salad, miso butter salmon and lo mein noodles with cucumber and charmed tomatoes, and meatball pizza with French mozzarella, cheese, and charmed tomatoes.
Blue Apron's recipes are always super eclectic. They'll have you cooking stuff you never thought you could or never even knew existed, and it's all delicious, and there is so much variety that you'll never get the same recipe twice in an entire year. For you, our viewers, Blue Apron is offering your first 3 meals for free with free shipping if you go to blueapron.com/weekly.
Head over and check out this week's menu. You're gonna love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So do not wait. Again, that is blueapron.com/weekly. WEEKLY. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Now, let's get into the best headlines from this week.
Woo! An American tourist gave the Nazi salute in Germany, so a stranger beat him up, police say.
You see,
Cause and effect.
yeah.
Especially, I think this happened before Charlottesville, too.
Yeah.
Which, he should be glad he just got beat up by one guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this happened in Dresden, which is in the east, which is where a lot of Germany's remaining far-right neo-Nazi types are around. So the people that aren't neo-Nazis in Dresden, very low tolerance for this kind of thing.
Exactly. Anyways,
It's also a crime,
yeah.
you fucking idiot.
Hey everyone, you remember how we're going to take down all those monuments that were only put up actually 40 years ago, and you think that they're hundreds of years old for some weird reason? The place that Hitler killed himself and had his body burned, they just made it into a parking lot, and
Yeah.
they didn't even recognize that that was the spot until
But now
the
I don't
90s.
remember if Hitler's dead or not. Because I can't see
I
it
can't
with my
remember
eyes.
the atrocities because there's not a statue there.
I am unable to remember things that are not in front of my face right now.
But let's move on to another headline. Tiki Torch Company says, we have nothing to do with white nationalism.
Yeah, I feel bad for these guys. It's just
You
like,
gotta.
Yeah, it's just a lamp company in like Wisconsin. They're like, tiki torches are for fun backyard parties with friends and family.
Yeah.
They're not about hate.
Oh no, oh god, when I got into the Tiki Torch business, I
No.
never thought this is where it would end up.
Yeah.
I mean, they do make a good product.
This will cool off for the tiki torch business soon enough. It's their problem
As
was
long as you're not holding it, it's fine.
the tiki torch people's problem was making a product that was too good.
Yeah.
Because my theory,
It burns and it burns.
yeah,
and
my theory is that these fucking white supremacists didn't know how to actually make a
Torch
a
that would
torch,
stay lit?
and the only thing available that was able to do that safely was tiki torches.
Yeah.
You fucked up, Tiki. You should have made them more dangerous.
Now they're just gonna have to put warnings on it that say, like, not for mobile use.
Yeah.
Just stick it in the fucking ground and leave it alone.
Tiki torches are for family fun in the backyard.
Yeah. Please
They're for
don't use these
barbecuing.
for racism.
Sharing food and memories among acquaintances and friends.
Oh god.
Giant tortoise that fled Japan Zoo 2 weeks ago found 140 meters away.
Just keep swimming.
No, I can make it.
I will make it to the safe zone.
I'm almost there.
And then I'll let the current do the work.
No, please. Yeah, they're great pets. Not
Oddly
gonna
enough-
run away.
The hare only made it 80 meters away.
No, the hair stopped to like
Smoke a cigarette.
gamble and hookers and cigarettes.
that's
Just like,
fucking-
ah man, I got this.
These fucking bunny rabbits.
Yeah,
They're always bad up to no good.
yeah.
Send them to space.
Always fucking.
They're always having sex.
Man dressed as Chewbacca attacked resort worker with snowboard after being told to remove costume.
I don't think so.
This is an Australian in a Chewbacca costume.
Oh, I don't think so.
no.
Nor. Hey,
It does.
first you told me to take my costume off, then you wouldn't even pour my beer Australian style.
where's the head, mate?
How am I supposed to smell this beer?
Get the rumor started. Honestly, snowboarding in a Chewbacca costume sounds very comfortable. So-
This isn't happening in Australia, right? Do they have
No, it happened in Australia. It's winter right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Opposites.
They have at least one ski resort there.
Yeah. It's opposite everything. They want more head than beer, and it's winter in the summertime.
Yeah.
Knife robber tries to rob Glasgow shop, but is beaten with mop. Tries to rob nearby shop and is beaten with mop again. Same mop?
Different mop, different store.
Well, at least these stores are clean.
But imagine if they had a gun. The stores.
Yeah.
And the guy. And the stores.
There'd be a shootout.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Potentially innocent people getting hurt.
But think
Instead,
of
you just clop them with the mop.
think of how heroic it was.
Can you please not use our mops to club intruders? We're a family mop company. We like cleaning up messes.
The Scottish, I mean, they've mastered the. They don't need guns as a weapon.
They got bottles.
They got bottles, glass.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you up.
Anything works.
Whatever objects are available.
Those people eat out of sheep stomachs. People
They
eat
do.
it.
They do.
Those people.
Have you heard?
Have you heard haggis? It's strange.
It is odd. The UAE bans Japanese Kikkoman soy sauce due to alcohol content. Which,
You're gonna die of a heart attack before you
yeah,
get
like
too
the
drunk.
salt is gonna kill you
Yeah,
before
suck.
the Kikkoman is 2% alcohol. So in order to drink like one beer's equivalent of Kikkoman, you'd have to drink at least 24 ounces of soy sauce.
Yeah.
At which point you would die from sodium poisoning.
Yeah. It's dumb. Yes.
Wait until they hear about
Mouthwash.
like they're gonna have to ban Asian food there, because like kimchi,
Yeah.
like anything that's fermented, kimchi has alcohol in it. Sauerkraut, alcohol in it. Kombucha, probably already banned actually. It's some Western hippity dippy shit.
alcohol.
Yeah, and the rules, by the way, the rules in the UAE, very strict, do not apply at all to foreigners. The drunkest I've ever been was in the UAE. Dan Casey broke a lamp, but I didn't tattle.
You just did. You
I
keep
did.
admitting to crimes on this show, and you're gonna get picked up one day,
Hey, Dan
Elliot.
Casey got away with it.
Oh, I'd like to admit something too. The night that Elliot peed at the concert, I peed in Elliot's front yard.
Oh yeah,
But I asked permission
yeah,
first.
I said you could. It's fine.
Still did it.
I peed in my yard yesterday because the plumbers were over. I couldn't use the toilet.
Peeing outside's fun.
It's great,
Yeah.
and only men can do it.
Well, women can do it.
Yeah.
Looks a bit odd.
Turn into the confessionals.
Yeah. Weekly weird confessionals. Yeah, I pissed in Elliot's yard.
Yeah.
Anyways, transit union says MTA stores dead bodies from tracks in break rooms.
Got to keep it somewhere.
I guess.
Yeah,
Just
they're-
think, give it to the rats.
Yeah, they're saying just like, yeah, people kill themselves on the tracks or die on accident a lot. So
Yeah.
They got to go down there and move the bodies, but they don't have a place to do it, so they just put it in the bathroom or the break room. Sometimes people don't hear about it apparently, so they'll come into the break room to.
Oh, hey, Charles.
Like, what the fuck? That's a mangled dead body. I need to go home. Like, fine, it's fine. You saw a mangled dead body.
Let the rats do the rat work.
Mm-hmm.
They're all down
I
there.
saw a rat pull an entire pizza up a flight of stairs one time.
Mm-hmm.
Get enough rats, you can get that body right off the tracks.
Yeah.
Man destroys liquor store construction site, blames hookah smoking caterpillar.
Yep. He sure did.
Yeah,
As we all know, it's from Alice in Wonderland.
And the Jefferson Airplane White Rabbit song as well.
Well, yeah, but Alice came first, right?
She did.
Yeah.
This guy also identified himself to police as Alice in Wonderland. When they say vandalized, he broke into the construction site and somehow managed to operate a forklift and just knocked everything down.
Did he like drink some serum and pretend that he was a giant and try to crush the police with his feet?
They didn't say.
Did he keep saying, I'm late, I'm late.
They didn't say.
I'm Johnny Depp.
Wait.
Where'd all my money go?
Can you guess what state that happened in?
Florida?
Yep.
Hmm.
50-50 Florida or Ohio.
Yeah. Well, anyways. Goldfish turned to alcohol to get through winter in icy ponds. That's where all the soy sauce is.
Yeah. Apparently there's no oxygen under ice, which makes sense, but I never thought of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, they just turn. They fill their bodies with alcohol, and they're like, yeah, we can wait this out.
They're hibernating.
Yeah.
That's why ice fishing's so good, because they just want to kill themselves.
And the fish, you go ice fishing, you eat one of those fish, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
There's ethanol in that fish. Finally, report: Atlanta Falcons' new stadium features Chick-fil-A that won't be open on Sundays. Woo!
I mean, you gotta hand it to Chick-fil-A for this is the most public
They know a thing or
denouncement
two about deals. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
denouncement of their policy of not working on Sunday, which I think is great. It's fine. You can go without chicken for one day.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a day off. It's fine, I guess. But how do you not? They had to see this coming. Like, hey, the most populated day of the week for the stadium,
Football, yeah.
we're not going to be open.
Yeah.
Why don't you go down to Zaxby's,
I mean,
which I think they also have in the stadium.
I gotta hand it to them. Like, Chick-fil-A, they have to have run the numbers and seen how much money they're fucking losing. And
I
they're
thought
just
that
like,
it would
you know
be-
what? Whatever. I love the Lord.
After the founder died, I figured it was like, okay, the kids will step
Nah.
in and be like, you know what, it's fine.
The
And
Lord
then when
will provide.
they moved out here to LA, and I was like, hey, liberal paradise.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put up with this
Nope.
bullshit. They did.
There was one near my parents' old house, and I used to go there. There was many times I went there on a Sunday, and I was like, fuck! But it was next to an In-N-Out, so it was fine. But,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you just want that goddamn chicken sandwich.
I mean, it is good.
It is good.
Yeah. Despite all of their various shortcomings, it's a decent meal.
It's fine.
And the ones in LA were very outspoken about their support for gay marriage.
Everyone is welcome here at Chick-fil-A.
This is a privately owned business
This is
that's
a franchise.
franchised.
Guys, please.
Please stop firebombing my house. I have nothing to do with the opinions of the now dead.
I'm just trying to provide chicken sandwiches to people of Hollywood.
Anyway.
Well, that's it for Weekly Weird News. Be sure to watch our most recent, totally not polarizing and divisive episode of Tech News Day.
Yeah.
And also our most recent podcast, we had producer Ross Robinson on talk about music production, and it turns out it's a lot more serious and emotionally draining than I would have initially guessed.
Yep. There you go. Check those out and follow us on Twitch. We'll see you next time.
Bye.